Mit dieser Einleitung darf ich euch herzlich begrüßen zum Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition Neuauflage von dem Spiel aus 2013 von einem kleinen Entwicklerstudio. Die Beschreibung zum Spiel und weitere Informationen habe ich euch natürlich unter dem Video zusammengefasst. Da könnt ihr gerne nochmal reinschauen. Wer das Spiel nicht kennt, kann sich da gerne nochmal ein bisschen schlau machen. Wie gesagt, eigentlicher Release 2013 wurde jetzt nochmal aufpoliert. Ein bisschen bessere Grafik, ein bisschen mehr Umfang. Also es gibt scheinbar auch mehr Auswahlmöglichkeiten. Und wer das Spiel nicht kennt, dem wünsche ich sehr, sehr, sehr viel Spaß. Wir werden ihn haben, da bin ich mir ganz sicher. Wir werden das Spiel erstmal im Format angezockt spielen. Sprich, Ziel sind mal so 10 Folgen. Ihr kennt das ja von mir, wenn mich das Spiel reißt, dann spiele ich das auch bis zum Schluss durch.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wir sind Stanley und wir lieben unseren Beruf. Ah ja, da ist die Uhrzeit. Das ist unser Büro. Wir sind Mitarbeiter 427. Können wir uns mal merken. Ah ja. So ein Ding habe ich aber auch schon ewig nicht mehr gesehen. Das ist zum Bleistifte anspitzen, ne? Da kann man nichts machen. Wieso ist denn da niemand? Hallo? So, mal den Chef anrufen, fragen, was hier los ist. So. Ich würde sagen, wir schauen uns mal ein bisschen um, oder? Ach, guck mal. Diese Lampe erinnert mich doch an einen Filmemacher, ne? Ein Studio, das diese Lampe verwendet. Hier arbeitet 428. 428 ist nicht zu Hause. 429? Aber wenigstens hat er ein Fenster. Wieso hat er ein Fenster und ich nicht? Was? Oh, guck mal, der hat auch ein Bild. Habe ich ein Bild im Büro? Ja, schau mal. Ja, dann schauen wir uns mal um.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate Monday. Ja, das kenne ich.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Voll die schäbigen Büromöbel haben die hier, ha? Ach, guck mal, grünes Telefon mit Wählscheibe. Der Arbeitsplatz ist super. Nur Bleistifte anspitzen. Auch schön. Oh, guck mal, da. Was läuft hier? Pornos?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Das Spiel will, dass wir weitermachen. Ja, gut. Gucken wir uns mal um. Ah ja, hier. Berge. Was ist das hier? Soll mal die Rechner ausmachen. Bisschen Strom sparen, oder? Ui, was ist denn hier passiert? Kenne deine Stadt. Machen wir mal aus, so. Sag mal, was ist denn hier los? Oh, 4,25. Was ist mit 4,25 los? Auch ganz schön unordentlich da. Nirgendwo kommst du rein. Ah ja, wurden da Deckenplatten ausgetauscht, ja? Ne, wir gehen mal weiter. Oh, guck mal. Da hat jemand seinen Kaffee verloren. Sag mal, was ist denn das für ein Bürobetrieb? Naja, die Verkaufszahlen. Interessant.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ob Stanley wirklich durch die linke Tür gehen will? Vielleicht will er auch durch die rechte Tür gehen? Aber Stanley liebt seinen Job, aber die Stimme in seinem Kopf, die ärgert ihn manchmal. Gehen wir links oder rechts? Wir gehen rechts, gell?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Klar waren wir erst in der Lounge, aber... Ui, was ist denn hier passiert? Bei 4,45 ist mal wieder Aufräumen angesagt, ha? Und die Uhrzeit rennt, du. Alle Büros verschlossen.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Erstmal was zu trinken.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ja, wir wollen uns doch was schnell zu trinken holen. Wer weiß, wann wir hier wieder vorbeikommen.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Bestimmt sind deswegen alle verschwunden. Okay, weiter geht's.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Naja, Architektentisch. Oh, was ist das für ein Geräusch hier? Bisschen unheimlich, wenn sich die Türen immer schließen hinter einem, hä? Oh, Gabelstapler fahren. Wäre auch nice. Ach, guck mal, da gibt es Strafen für das Rausspringen aus dem Lift. Ach, guck mal, Hochregallager. Nice.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Der Kommentator möchte uns unbedingt Entscheidungen abnehmen. Ich merke schon. Ach, guck mal, da gibt es mehr solche Zeichentische. Aber wo sind all die Kollegen hin? Sag mal.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay. Ist das mein Apartment? Hat die gleiche Nummer wie mein Büro.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Man kann auch keine andere Taste drücken. Ich wollte ja tatsächlich eine andere Taste drücken.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Ja, ich würde sagen, Stanley ist leicht zu begeistern, ne?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Wir drücken mal nicht. Mal gucken, was passiert. Umschauen kann man sich. Das ist ein Mix aus meinem Büro und meinem Apartment scheinbar, ne? Wie lange muss man das durchhalten? Tja, wir müssen wohl C drücken.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed
Okay, ja, wir sind tatsächlich gestorben. Okay. Wie witzig eigentlich. Komm, wir laufen aber los.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Die Computer machen aber trotzdem auch Strom sparen und so, ne? Ah, jetzt steht auch was anderes auf den Rechnern. Oh, das ist ja abgefahren.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Gibt's was hinter der Tür? Nee. Schade.
Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Naja, umschauen können wir uns ja mal, ne? Wer macht immer hinter uns die Türen zu? Den möchte ich gerne mal kennenlernen. Was haben wir hier? Eine rote Lampe? Hoppla, hätte ich durch die Tür gehen sollen?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Witzig, dass man hier echt irgendwelche Wege nehmen kann und den Sprecher echt zur Weißglut bringt. Sehr schön.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Mhm. Okay. Ein Fahrzeug. Betriebsbereit, wie mir scheint. Sitzt da jemand drin? Nee. Ah, man kann sich auf jeden Fall mal hinhocken. Springen kann man nicht. Oh, der Gang sieht ja spannend aus. Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ist das fies. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ach, guck mal, jetzt ist der Rechner aus. Oh, er spricht doch gar nicht mehr.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ach du Scheiße. Wir können ja heute mal hier lang gehen. Wenn es nicht empfiehlt, schauen wir uns da mal um, oder? Oh ne, sind jetzt alle Türen offen? Ach du Scheiße.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
So, was sagt die Uhr? Okay. Dann auf ein neues.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Aber immer noch niemand da, ne? So, Strom sparen.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Fast. Haben wir was übersehen? Nee. Kommen wir hier irgendwo rein? Da nicht. Da auch nicht.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Okay, der Gang war aber noch nicht da, oder?
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Will mich das Spiel verarschen, ey.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Das Spiel ist echt fies. Aber mit Blick auf die Uhr würde ich sagen, bevor wir hier weitermachen, machen wir mal einen Folgenwechsel, oder? Dann bedanke ich mich bei euch natürlich fürs Zuschauen und ich freue mich schon mit euch auf die nächste Runde. Das Spiel ist echt super. Ja, dann bleibt mir eigentlich nichts anderes zu sagen als, bleibt mir gesund, genießt die Zeit noch ein bisschen. Bis gleich zur nächsten Folge.